All right. Welcome to anybody that comes across this. This is our Extra Life stream for year 2020. Where we are playing Pandemic Legacy Season 1. We are gradually getting set up here. With me, I have Mike and Danny, and we are waiting on the other Mike, who should be joining us shortly. Mike and Danny, are you guys going to be using your... There you go. There's your camera. All right, cool. So I got to do a little bit of camera work here while I get you guys on screen, but I'll do that once Winters gets on. Let's see. I got to put speaker view. There we go. Okay. That improves that slightly. Okay. So this is Pandemic Legacy Season 1. This is a legacy board game, which means that the game changes as we play it. New rules get introduced, new packages get opened, components get destroyed or modified. It is a cooperative game, so we are working together to try to solve a set of goals. And the theme of the game, what the story is about, is very...
Well, pandemic.
Yeah, kind of. Something we're all kind of used to at this point. So...
No. This isn't that. This isn't that.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like Mr. Winters is joining us now. Welcome, Mr. Winters.
Hello, ladies.
I'm just fixing the cameras. Oh, because I'm such an awesome broadcast specialist here.
Sean's mic? You're just using Sean's computer. Got it.
Okay. So we'll kind of fix that as we go. So this is the month of September, right? And things have been gradually getting from somewhat manageable to, wow, it's turning into a Tom Clancy movie. So
Yeah, pretty much.
just as things stand now, we've got various military bases established across the globe. We have a virus that is almost unstoppable as it turns people into translucent zombies. And we play the part of a group of scientists, researchers, people from the CDC who are trying to slow the spread and stop these viruses in their tracks before the world falls into chaos.
According to the story, we're the best that these groups have to offer. So apparently, everyone else is on vacation. I don't know.
Yep. This is it. This is us. We're going to save the world. This 1 month at a time. So, and I should say, this is we're playing games for charity. This is part of Extra Life 2020. What is Extra Life? Extra Life is a gaming fundraiser where we raise money for children's hospitals. I'm raising money for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Right to this side of me, right here, you'll see my fundraising target for the year is 2020. And it's actually kind of amazing. Something that I didn't think was going to be possible at all is now, like, it's almost feasible. If we get some more help from folks, I think this is a very achievable goal. And in a year like this, I mean, what a wonderful thing it would be to gift the kids at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, because this money goes to the Child Life Services Program. What does that do? That helps kids cope while they're staying in the hospital. It tries to the Child Life Specialists, it's their goal to try to normalize the hospital experience for kids and their families while they're in hospital. So this is a fundraiser. So please, you can make donations either on my Facebook. I have a Facebook fundraiser, which you should, if you stumble across this, there's plenty of links around my profile that you can find it. There's also way up at the top over there, way up next to Mr. Winters. There's an address where you can go directly to my Extra Life page and make a donation there, or just instant message me, reach out, let me know how I can help and how you can help. But this isn't the only thing that we're doing. On Extra Life Day, the first Saturday of November, this year it is November 7th, we are going to do, let's see if this year is going to be a quizzo for the kiddos. We're going to do a half hour of quizzo online, and it's going to be board game, video game, card game themed. If you are reading this message, you are officially invited. Just go to that Facebook address and make your reservation so we know you're coming. It's participation is free. We do have a suggested donation amount, but anything that you can give is appreciated. And we're gonna have prizes. I've so far scrounged up. Let's see. We've got a wonderful support from House Cup Coffee, Havertown's own. I love this stuff. The guy who runs it, Brian Niles, he's a great guy. He's a great neighbor, great colleague, and also since this is 2020, we're living in our own pandemic. We're going to be giving away a mask during that quizzo, and also I've got support. I was super thrilled about this. I got support from Wawa. So we're gonna have a Wawa gift basket to give away for that quiz event as well. So sign up, participate, and you might win some stuff. So okay, all right. So having gotten all of that out of the way, welcome everybody. So let's see. So what I've done so far for you guys is we've laid out the board insofar as we've done the initial infections of cities. But first, I think we need to get to the legacy deck, and to do that, let's go to the card camp.
Should we transform and roll out?
I'm so happy about that. That was this evening's creation. Okay, so stop. Draw this card just before you set up for your first game in September. So I'm gonna fix some of our cameras here. I'll do that in a second. All right, draw this card in your first game in September. What does it say to do? It says, you are screwed. You stink. You're fired. Trouble in development. One of our paramilitary soldiers has developed a pathological paranoia, frightening the population with stories of engineered viruses and other conspiracies. We need you to find him and bring him back so that he doesn't fan the flames of the already panicking population. Okay, and that's all this thing says to do. We don't open anything else, but this is not the end of the legacy deck, so you keep drawing until it tells you to stop. So the next card says, ooh, it's a new objective. Objective, find the paranoid soldier in a faded city containing a military base. So a faded city containing a military base. We'll look at that map in a second, but this is a new objective card, so this is going to go at the top of our setup. Okay, and so you have to find somebody. I wonder what's coming next. And oh, look at this here. This is another search. We've seen this is now, I think, the third week, or the third search that we've seen. Yeah.
Search.
The search for the paranoid soldier. So this is
the triangle tournament. There are 3 searches.
Yes. Let's see. So take the search action if you are in a faded city with a military base. Advance 1 space for each card you discard of the color matching your city. Advance 3 spaces if you discard the card matching your city. And for each military character in the city you are searching, advance the search party 1 additional space per search action. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. We are going to need to refer to that. But wait, there's more. So keep drawing. What comes next? Now it's, oh, okay, it's the paranoid soldier card thingy. All right, so we scratch this off when we complete that objective. So we're going to set that aside for now, and then stop. Don't do anything else. Okay. So, let's see. So let's go back to the board, and we're gonna stop doing that now. Okay, so here's our.
You had way too much fun getting ready for this, didn't you?
I had a lot of fun getting ready for this.
We're grown-ups. We swear. We swear.
We swear. It's wonderful. What it's the free software
Announces that you lied now.
What was that?
My wife has declared that you lie when you say we're grown-ups.
Biologically, I am.
So let's see. We are okay. So our setup, our sequence is read the mission briefing, which we've done that. Set out the board in pieces. Place infection curate marker. Okay, infect. Place an infection marker and infect 9 cities. So what 9 cities did we infect? All right, let's take a walk around the board. So we have 3 cubes in Osaka, which is a red. We have 3 cubes in Riyadh, and then we have 3 faded in Miami.
That's bad.
Yeah, that is bad. Oh, and by the way, I should mention that as I like to reward the folks who have provided donations, and what you might notice, I'll try to get some better pictures of this later on. But I've decided to go ahead and assign names to the folks that have made donations this past year. So I'm sorry, Bill Engler, your precious Miami is now overrun with faded. But don't worry, we'll save the world. Don't worry. All right, so that's our 3. So we, again, 3 is
die trying.
No, die trying. We got Osaka, we got Riyadh, and we have Miami. Our 2s are Tehran, which is a black. We have Milan, a blue, and New York, also a blue. And then our number 1s, we have, okay, Delhi is in play yet again. Delhi is a really rough city for us, because that city has fallen, so that's very hard for us to get in and out of. We have 1 in Algiers. That's pretty manageable. And where's my other one? Oh, and 1 faded in Bogota. So, there's the love has been spread, like a bunch of viruses. So, okay, now we select our funded events. Now, the way the game normally works is if you basically are kicking butt in the game, you don't get access to very many funded event cards. Let's go back to the card cam. And but because we have so much wonderful outside help, what we are doing is saying that for every and I think we've had to up our rates. I think it's going to be $10 for each funded event card. Every $10 that we use, so we decide to use, will get us a funded event card. $25 will remove a cube or faded figure from the board. $50 will get us an upgrade at the end of the game if we decide to use it. So it's so at this point we've got a lot. We got a lot of money. We had $30 left over from last month, and amazingly this week we totaled $195 in donations all together. So we got a good chance at beating this month. So what are your guys' thoughts as far as what to do with?
How much does it cost to nuke Delhi?
We're not nuking Delhi, or at least not outright. Not without. There is a card. There is a an endgame upgrade card that is Nuka City. We are not going to do that. We are going to be, well, I'm not going to. Let it be one of you guys that does it.
Sure. In the other legacy game, you had no problem nuking things.
That was a different game entirely.
This one we can't nuke things. Sure.
I wouldn't have let him to attack you and destroy my clan.
Shush you. Shush you.
I survived with my one city.
Shush you. Serious time. Okay, being a whatever I am, because apparently my choice says I'm not a grown up. I think we should remove stuff from Miami.
Okay. So, I think that's a fair thing to do. At $25 a pop, do you want to remove 1, 2, or 3?
Well, how much do we have available? Because we still don't. I don't think we get funded events yet.
We don't get funded events. No. We have a total of, so we have 30 from last week. Basically, so we have seriously $225 worth of donations to spend on stuff. Yeah, that's nice. And for those that don't know, we get 2 chances at each month, and if we mess up, we have to start over, do the whole thing over again. Makes for a longer game, but hey, that's what we're here for. But we can get this done quicker and more efficiently, and without too much suckage with your help. So, so
32 event cards.
So 32 event cards. So that would get you 3 event cards.
Okay, so we could put in all the event cards.
Yes, you could technically, because you have a maximum of 10. Like your funding level in the game is a maximum of 10. So we would say that you could throw in all 10. There are 11 cards total available right now. You could throw in 10 of them, and there's a part of me that really wants to do that and just random. Well, at that point you're just pulling out one random card, but I'm like, let's throw in a bunch of money and then just do a bunch of randomized event cards. But I do think, yes, the responsible thing would be to get rid of some of the zombies in Miami.
Well, before we spend the money on that, if I remember correctly, the immunologist, which is now a playable character, has the ability to do that.
Not the immunologist, but the virologist. The virologist, let's see, she, as an action, discard a city card of the code of color to remove a faded figure from any city. So she can remote, treat, nuke, whatever, a faded figure for the cost of 1 yellow card. And then, as an action, discard a city card matching your city to remove all the faded figures from it. So if she happens to be in said city and gets rid of that card, all the faded are gone. Could be handy.
So why don't we remove 1 from Miami?
Okay.
Just in case.
All right. So 1.
Someone's going to play the virologist. We do have 4 players. She's hiding, but she exists. You don't have to be, but look, she's here.
Thank you.
Feeling Buzz Lightyear and Woody right now.
All right, so pulling 1. So pulling 1 dude out of Miami, or 2?
Yeah.
Just 1?
1.
Okay. All right. So pulling 1 dude out of Miami. I should probably keep track. Mike, you're the accountant. You run the numbers.
Don't make me do math.
No, the other one.
Oh, good.
So
25 to remove a guy.
25 to remove a cube or figure.
$55.
What's that?
$25 plus $3.30 for the figures. That's $55.
Right. That would be correct. So there are other sources of other cubes, which I don't know. Delhi is a potential problem. So that card being in the deck now means that Delhi could start amassing cubes, and it would be very difficult for us to manage that. It wouldn't actually stop the. Well, actually, I forget now.
Yes, it would, because it removes the card.
Nuclear option: destroy one card of the infect. Yeah. Okay, for those that are really curious, what are we talking about? We're talking about this thing here. So destroy one card of the. Destroy a card? What do you mean? Yes, that's what we mean. Destroy a card. It's a little legacy game. Destroy one card of the infection discard pile. Remove all cubes and faded figures from that city. Mark it as fallen, and then destroy this card. So it's already fallen. So. If anybody,
in case you haven't noticed, people, I am pulling very hard for the nuclear option for Delhi because that city is annoying to get in and out of right now.
Yes, it is.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but if we nuke the city, doesn't that bypass anyway? So we have to go around it to get it anywhere.
It's already fallen, so it's not going to improve.
It won't make it worse. It just can't get infected then.
This is true. Yes, because you will have killed everyone. This is the ultimate quarantine, I guess. So
no more plagues there.
Oh gosh. All right. So far we're doing 3 event cards, 1 faded figure off the board. Does anyone else have any thoughts, feelings, heartburn, warm fuzzies?
Oh crap. There's a delivery outside. That box is getting so.
And my wife just ran away, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no, gotta save the
She'll be coming back, don't worry.
All right. So then, how about what events would we want to run? I mean, is it even a question at this point? I mean, one quiet night usually. We end up usually doing like these 3 as our standard set. Yeah, just a bit, So we could feel, or we absolutely could dump some more money and play a bunch of other cards. And bear in mind, this is only for this game. So if we, it will not, these effects will not carry over into next game. So we have to spend more of this outside money in future games. I'm hoping for at least $50 for another upgrade at the end, because that's, I don't know, upgrades are fun. So anywho,
I say we take our standard 3. Let's get going.
All right. So our standard 3, living dangerously. All right. So we've got our stuff +3, and then what else? What do we do next? Okay, prepare the player deck. So, oh no, I have to dish out the cards. All right. So I take these cards. I take this deck. Let's switch to this view. You could all watch my amazing shuffling abilities if I somehow manage to get this on camera. No, that's not going to work. Just trust me. I am shuffling, and I am shuffling very well. Okay. So, but we are playing with 4 players then tonight.
Yes, we is.
Very sweet. Cool. So what are the general feelings of what roles we probably are going to need?
What are our objectives? Cure 3.
Cure 3, quarantine 7. 6
7 faded, right?
7 faded cities, yes.
Okay.
And they have to be faded when the game ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Faded and quarantine when the game ends, yeah.
And we should, let me do this final shuffle, and then, and we have so much to talk about. Let me do this. All right, that wasn't very good. Let me do one more. And we'll dish out these cards, and then we'll talk about stuff. Okay, let me go back to this guy. All right, so addition. No. All right, 1, 1, 1, 2. Oh, so it's 4 players. So that means everybody just gets 2. All right, so 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so the blue player, which is me, is going to get St. Petersburg and Lagos with the drone escort upgrade. Okay. There could be some potential searching going on there. White, which is usually Mr. Winters, is you got blues. You have the blues. Mayo,
Monica.
who is usually Mocha, is you've pulled Buenos Aires and Tehran with a drone escort. Okay. And then Danny, we are going to make you Strawberry. So you have pulled Essen and Ho Chi Minh City. So
She is kind of pink in real life.
All right. So let's we do also have this guy, a win bonus. So for any game played in September after setup before the first turn begins, we advance a search party 2 spaces, or well, we're going to do this the top one because we only have 1 search. So this guy, go back to him, is going to be a little bit easier for us. I should get these little things out, and that would help. So we start here. This thing starts here. And so we start actually here because of the win bonus. Every time we pull an epidemic card, which is one of these ugly guys, this is going to move 1 space.
How do we need?
Yep. And if we get to the cold, if it gets all the way to the cold trail, then first of all, we're just screwed in general. We won't have found the paranoid soldier. So we need to dump yellow cards in a faded city with a military base. So right now, that would
There's only one of them.
there's two. There's 2.
2 of them.
There's Sao Paulo. And your 2 cards. Your 2 cards are London and San Francisco. The 2 faded cities with military bases are Sao Paulo and Khartoum. Both are actually, it's actually kind of nice because they're both right next to areas that we can kind of easily get in and out of. But this is also going to go best if this is done by a military person. So we should. Oh, let's see. Then I have to. Okay, prepare the player deck. Okay, so now I have to take all of these cards that I divvied up, and now I have to shuffle in the god-awful epidemic cards now that we have our starting hands. So in this game, we are we're really playing against 2 decks. One deck which is mostly helpful, and another deck which is always bad. These green epidemic cards are more or less randomly strewn about the deck, and will occur at certain intervals in the game, and they will make our lives more hectic. All right, so I create 5 stacks, shuffle these up. Any thoughts about who's going to play what?
Well, we didn't finish going over all the objectives, Dave.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. And bear in mind, I am an awful shuffler, and I am pretty much just sealing our doom right now with my assurance that I am putting pretty much all of the, well, it has actually happened in a couple of games now where 2 epidemics occurred back to back. And I almost want to say that depending.
Epidemic on the second card.
Yep, that can happen. Just watch. It's gonna be the top part.
We lost that game badly.
We're gonna wish that we had pulled out more figures off the board or something. Speaking of which, that guy's supposed to go in that pile. Okay, almost done here. Unfortunately, this setup takes a little bit. Okay, all right. So the player deck is good. Now we select characters and starting locations. All right, so let's get a little bit more space here. All right, so we need to choose characters. Oh, you wanted to see the objectives. Let's look at the objectives. The objectives are, this is our mandatory one. We must discover the cures to the 3 normal diseases. Right now, that means that we need to have 4 red cards in hand, or 4 black cards in hand, or 5 blue cards in hand to cure those respective diseases. One of the optional objectives is to have a military base in each of the 6 regions of the world. This is very easy to do, or will be very easy to do, because the only thing that we need to do is to accomplish this is put a military base in North America, and we'll have completed this. So that's no big deal. This one is a big deal, and probably one that we will not be doing. Quarantining 7 fated cities, and to keep them quarantined until the end of the game. This is hard mode. Not something I'm interested in doing. Lastly, we have the one that we just revealed: the finding of the paranoid soldier in a fated city containing a military base. This one, I would say, risk losing the game over. This one is one worth doing.
Importante.
Más importante. Okay. All right. So now we've looked at that. So our characters, our available characters, we've got the mighty Ellie Mae, the generalist, who is also now a veteran. We have the savvy expert face. I won't go through all of these stuff in each character. We have Mildred Butterfield, the quarantine specialist. She is a military person, so she would be a potential candidate for searches. We have the unnamed colonel, which we have been avoiding this guy, but because of now the importance of having a military person, he might be worth considering. We have Dr. Eugene Rowe, the medic, who saw a lot of action at the beginning of first couple of months, but things have definitely gotten more complex, and he's been called into other functions, whatever. Okay, then we have the unnamed soldier, whose tomb. This is not the guy who's married. Never mind. Unnamed soldier who doesn't care. I know. He doesn't care if he's in a city with a faded figure. He's seen it all before. He can pick equipment cards from the discard pile, so those little grenade belts, he can pick those up and keep blowing away the zombies. But he cannot discover a cure. So, double-edged sword with this guy. The unnamed dispatcher. We've just never had a situation where this person. I personally like this one, but it's like one of those. Only if you have the space for the additional pizzazz that this person brings. They move other players around the board, and the scientist discovers cures for one less card. Very, very handy. It is done. We've done some really great work with this with Dr. Statman here. Also been a big help is Louisa Jenner, the researcher. She is all about giving other people cards. May be handy in this game. And then the virologist, which Mike was pointing out earlier, the newest addition to the crew, hasn't yet earned her name yet. So, but she is also a medic, not a military person. So it's gonna benefit us if at least one of us takes a military character to run this game. So, thoughts, feelings, fears?
I think in the fact that I already have 2 blue cards, I should be the scientist.
I think that's a reasonable.
And if somebody else is the researcher and goes before me, they can take the other 2 blue cards that are out there given to me, darn, we cured a disease.
This is true. There is enough. If you are the if you're the researcher, if you are the scientist and someone else is the researcher, there is enough blue out there to cure blue.
There are 4, 5. Oh, blue's one of the ones we've not hit. No, it's not. We need 4 to cure it. We only have
4. Yeah.
3.
There are 4. There are 4 blue cards out here. We've got 1 here.
Oh yeah, I can count. I swear.
Yep.
This is why I don't do math.
Okay, so where did I just have the researcher? Okay, so then the researcher. Does anyone wish to lay claim to this one? I'm thinking I should probably do a military person because I'm holding a yellow card.
Or you should do Ellie because she's a veteran.
She is. It won't move the need. What do I have? I have Lagos, and Lagos is not.
Does veteran not help move the search?
No.
Veteran does help move the search.
No,
Every one moves the
Oh, you can move military bases. You can't move the search. Right? Okay.
Yeah, that is correct. It doesn't. It just says you may take the military shuttle flight action. So I don't think it does not make her a military character. So, all right. So we're gonna put this in our definite pile, but we can talk about who wants to run that. Does anyone else have any strong? We can figure out the player order at the end. Like we'll determine that randomly. So the layout here doesn't necessarily have to be how folks run. So
Yes, he did.
all right. Who would I choose?
Who do you want to be?
I think I might go with. See, Ellie, I do like Ellie Mae, but how many steps is that? That's 1, 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yellow cards at a minimum that we'd have to dump if the person is not a military person. So, wait a minute.
But not necessarily. Not if you're in the same city.
Here's the thing. Okay, check this out. Okay, so this guy, his big bullet point really is the second one. For an action, he may pick up an equipment card from the discard pile, and I just happen to be holding a yellow card, which is an equipment. So I could burn this card in a search, and then use his middle thing to pick it right back up again, and then burn it again, and just do that thing. So
yeah,
I think that's what I'm going to do.
We only have to do it twice.
We don't have a military base in Lagos.
So I'm going to choose the unnamed soldier.
We can burn the Lagos card that we're then using.
I will get a relationship with that, but I'm not even sure if I. So, whose thoughts, feelings? Anyone else?
You're going soldier.
And we're thinking that somebody else should be the researcher.
Should be, yeah. Should I do that or medic and run around and cure stuff?
I think. stuff might not be a bad thing this game. But I'm looking at the way the cards have laid out.
Yeah. Instead of being the card that's in the city, you can give anyone. That's the researcher.
So the way the cards currently are laid out, so the blue cards are currently in blue's player's hand. The white.
Danny said she'll be researcher.
Great, wonderful. I was hoping she would do that. So then that leaves.
I should be a military person to get that search done faster.
I don't think that's as like if I'm doing so. If what I'm doing works and I don't die, I think I think I could get it done in like 1, 2, 3, 4-ish turn action things cycles. It'll take about 4
Yeah,
cycles.
but we would lose you for those turnish action things. If I'm there, it moves 1 extra space.
This is true. So if
So it'll cut down to 2.
you are correct. So your options then would be one of these lovely folks. So expert face.
What are Mildred's powers again?
Mildred's powers.
Yes.
She can launch the quarantine missile anywhere on the board. She can what is it? Oh, and wherever she is, the quarantine marker does not.
Markers are never removed.
So her quarantine shields are impenetrable, and she's a forecaster. So at the start of your turn, look at the top 2 infection cards. Really handy. That's a really nice ability to have, actually.
Yeah, I'll go Mildred.
You're going Mildred? Okay. You're going to be Mildred. Okay. All right. So let's see. I am. All right. So I'm going to leave the naming of the soldier for later, but I will get to choose a relationship. Pretty much I have a slot open for everyone. There's friends, there's rivals, there's coworkers. I think I pass any card. Share as long as one of you is in the city, the card that is being passed. Okay, so what if? Okay, yeah. What if I make
Coworkers with the researcher.
Yeah. That's I like that. Yes, let's do that. Okay, so coworkers with researcher, and I'll write this stuff in later, but I'll at least get the stickers on. Get the stickers on now. That's a weird. That's a weird relationship. So you guys work together, huh? Yeah. I blow stuff up, and she tells me how blown up it is. I don't know.
No, he's the bodyguard for her.
That's not how it works. If I'm a researcher who's blowing stuff up, naturally I would tell him how wrong he did it.
Did you guys hear her?
I did. Your blowing up could have been much more efficient if you had.
Welcome to my life.
It would have been better if you actually used math.
All right. Okay. Now I think we are actually ready to start the game at this point. Cool. So now we have to figure out starting players. Getting a lot of use out of this. We have to choose starting or player order and where we're going to be starting at. So, all right, first position is it's actually going to be Mocha. So I got to do some shuffling here. You're going over here. You're coming over here. That goes there. Okay. So Mocha first. Then.
Ooh, that's me.
Second is me. I am the color closest to green. That would be bluish, teal, whatever. Okay, moving me over there. And then there's 2 remaining. Which is it going to be? Yeah, it is white. It is number 3. And thank goodness, because that just happens to be how I laid them out. All right, so the question then is, where do we start? We can start in Atlanta, we can start in St. Petersburg, or Hong Kong. And I'm thinking that Hong Kong doesn't really make sense for us to be in Hong Kong. Did we lose winners?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, well, that's crap.
He says you're frozen.
He said that we were frozen and then poofed. That's okay. He'll be back.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm thinking St. Petersburg. It's only two steps away from a military base that you and I can shuttle with.
Yeah, I could see the logic to that. Okay, that's everyone. Yeah, and that puts there is going to be a lot of activity in these cities here, so I think that does make a lot of sense to do. The red is, I mean, yeah,
mostly cool.
Mostly cool. We're not close to curing it or eradicating it, but we shall see. And there comes blue. Here comes Mr. Winter's back. Admit. All right. Let's see. So then the first turn goes to Millie.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. So I could get into Delhi. Yes.
You would need to,
because I have a drone escort, and I could take one of those cubes. How many are there? Just one?
Just one.
To get into Delhi. Discard this card when you drive your range with cloud. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could.
So wait.
So
what's the going order since I dropped out? I'm trying to get my computer to reboot.
You didn't miss much. We're starting in St. Petersburg. That's what you missed.
So yeah.
Where's the researcher in relation to your turn order compared to me?
What?
He wants to know when I go compared to him. It goes me, Dave, you, Danny.
Well, your 4 actions in this should be to hand me the 2 other
blue cards that I don't have. Because I'm the quarantine specialist, not the researcher.
Right. I asked when did I go in relation to the researcher?
Oh, right before.
I go before the researcher?
Yes.
And as my actions I can take from the researcher?
Yes.
Yes.
And we're also starting in St. Petersburg, which will allow me to transfer knowledge directly to you on my turn. So basically, on your turn, you should have enough cards to cure blue.
Good. As long as that works out, because that's kind of my starting strategy is all predicated on turning blue on my first turn.
Yep. Cool. So, Millie, the quarantine specialist, you are doing what?
I think I'll go to the military base. So that's 2.
1, 2.
I'll hop over to Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo 3.
And I'll search.
4. Dumping the drone. So
which city was that, out of curiosity?
You dumped Buenos Aires, which does not have a military base. It's actually one below you.
Okay, so it's fine.
So our little search track goes up to 1, 2.
Wait, why is he there?
Because he took the military shuttle flight action. He flew from Tehran to Sao Paulo. Or I guess you could have flown from Paris to Sao Paulo, but either way would have worked out the same.
We could have flown the one in Africa. That's just 2 places away from. That's what I was asking.
Well, okay, so yeah, you could do. So does it matter? You could go to either one of these. Does it matter to you?
No.
Okay. Because I'll probably try to spread it out somehow, maybe. Okay, so
I
just,
thought you and I should be in the same.
What?
You and I should be in the same city.
oh yeah, but that would make a lot of sense. Duh. Okay, so just to verify, it's 1 because you discarded a yellow card, and another 1 because you're a military person. So
Military.
we're at 4, and we have 5 more things to go. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your 4 turns. Okay. All right. So then we draw 2 cards from our blue player deck. What cards did you get? You got bang. Ooh, you got a yellow card. You got Bogota with a grenade belt. Very handy. What's your other card? You got bang. Ooh, another yellow card. You got Sao Paulo.
Ooh, I got Sao Paulo.
You got Sao Paulo.
That's where I am.
That's where you are. That's where you be. And now we draw 2. Oh, but I forgot. Okay, so,
Oh, bad.
Yeah, we need to put a faded in Sao Paulo.
So we put a yellow in Bogota and a yellow in Sao Paulo.
But this shouldn't. Does the quarantine specific location actually block that?
No, it would if she had put down a quarantine.
But everywhere she is automatically quarantined.
No. Nope. Quarantine markers are never removed from the city you are in.
Oh, okay.
That would be nice, but sadly, no, that is not how she works. All right, so when we draw the top 2 from this deck.
So you're going to get a scar then now.
We have Montreal goes to 1, and we have Chennai gets 1. All right, then we go to the soldier, the unnamed soldier. All right, so what am I doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. So how do we do this? Because we don't have okay, the grenade belt is there. Do I have the actions?
No, it shouldn't be. It should be in my hand, Dave.
Oh wait, that's right. Sorry. Dope. Okay, so the first action that I need to do, we actually so I'm holding the St. Petersburg card. I'm going to transfer that to Dr. Statman as 1. So Dr. Statman now holds 3 blue cards. She needs 1 more to cure blue. That's 1 action. Then my remaining actions, I need to get to a military base. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And unfortunately, that's the most I can do. Now, we'll be able to do more once we're rolling, but that's all I can do for now.
I'll take a scar. That's all.
Wait, hold up 1 second there. If you guys are still there, when you start your next turn, you're both going to take a scar?
No, only I will. Dave won't because the soldier doesn't care.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I draw the top 2 player cards. Bang. I have Manila, the Thrilla in Manila, and New York, the city that never sleeps, the city that has 2 blue cubes. All right, drawing 2.
It has too many cubes.
We have Sydney gets 1, and we have Moscow gets 1.
It's been an hour.
So Moscow and Sydney both at 1. Okay. So just checking things out. We don't have any clusters of 3s next to each other, but there is a little bit of build-up in black. So now we go to the scientist, Dr. Statman.
So my first action is I'm taking a card from the researcher.
Bang. Okay, that's 1.
My second action is I'm burning all 4 of those and curing the disease because I'm the scientist, so I only need 4.
Yep. And you just happen to be in the military in a research station, so that you can do that.
So Dave, just so we can try something, start, and I can't see the screen because I'm on my phone now. Start moving me through blue to cure.
Okay, so the closest you could get to Milan, but that would use up the rest of your actions.
That's fine.
So that's yeah.
Because we have a decent shot of possibly curing blue and getting a positive mutation.
Yep.
Or actually,
I agree. Okay, so that's right, because you took the 1, you cured, you moved to 2. All right, so we draw 2 for you.
Epidemic.
no.
Soul. You have soul. And
I'm
bang.
a soul man.
Baghdad. You're so bad.
I couldn't let it be.
Yeah, that's why you're my brother-in-law.
No, I'm your brother-in-law because my sister said yes to you twice. We get along because we're both crazy.
All right, so infecting. We are infecting Johannesburg. Gets a zombie. And we are infecting St. Petersburg. Ooh, that's not happy. I mean, it's manageable, but it's not happy.
Since I just moved out of the city.
But there is one hope. There is hope. There is Dr. Louisa Jenner. Doctor.
Treat St. Petersburg.
Treating St. Petersburg. Bang. 1.
Where is that red military base?
The red military base is in Tokyo.
What are the white ones? The white ones are
Research stations.
Yep.
Where's the white research station?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Why do you want to go there? Why not go?
So you are holding Ho Chi Minh City, and the scientist is 2 away from you.
Yes.
Where is it? No. There's 1, 2. Yeah.
See, I'm thinking going to over there and treating some of the red, only because the epidemic cards come up like every 10 cards.
Yeah, between 8 and 10.
Dave, what's the card that I have?
What's that?
Not wrong.
What was that, Mike?
What are my 2 cards?
You are holding Seoul and Baghdad.
Right, so my thinking is that the epidemic cards come up between 8 and 10 cards, and if the epidemic comes up, all of that gets shuffled, and there's a good chance that
She's right.
you have an outbreak in.
But New York has. Oh, Mike's in Paris.
But I can't get to New York.
True. All right. You could give a red card to Mike too, because in this one, red only needs 3 for the scientist. It's the easiest one to cure for us.
Then I guess give him the red one.
So that's 2.
No, that's 3. Oh no, that's 2.
That's 2.
So it
What
would
you
be.
just give me which card?
It's so it's down to either give you a red card or go to the research station in Asia.
Yeah.
And try to treat over there.
As long as it's easy for you to get back to the scientist, I don't think there's a huge risk in, like.
Why do we have to be in the same place? Isn't my thing that I can give and take any card?
But
Yeah, but you have to be in the same. You have to be in the same city, though.
But we don't have the restriction of it has to be the city we're in, Danny. We just need to be in the same city.
So So the researcher, yeah. So the researcher can pass any card that she has, or anyone can take any card that she has, but you still have to be in the same city. Yeah, because you have to.
Even it's over here now.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. You still would be
I
able
still
to.
wouldn't be able to do anything.
So move and give him the card, I guess.
I mean, give him the red card.
Well, you got to move to him.
All right, so move to him.
So
I still can't give him the card though. It's going to take 2 moves.
no, so you treated with 1, and then
Yeah.
2, 3.
I
And you
assumed
do
it's
4.
connection.
So yeah, you could do that.
Who did you give me?
She gave you Ho Chi Minh City. Is that's good? That's what you're okay doing that?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, cool. Because really, all the scientist needs is 1 more red card, and red is immediately cured.
I no longer need a research station from this point forward, Danny.
Correct.
Sure.
All
What
right.
is it?
So 2 clear cards. Top one is blang.
Told you.
Whammy. All right, increasing infection by 1. Drawing from the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck card is Mubai. Mubai gets 3 black cubes. That's icky. Mubai, there you are. Okay, you're right there. Then we take this whole. Oops, wait, come back here. There we go. Take this whole thing, shuffle it up, and that goes up on top. I still think, honestly, this would have happened regardless of whichever way you moved.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
But
I did the math already. It wasn't going to matter.
Yeah.
I was just trying to lessen the effects.
And honestly, I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do think we need to keep people in Asia and the Pacific Rim to deal with black, because that's getting kind of ugly. And it's unfortunate that we've got this divide formed by Karachi and Delhi. Okay, so that's that. Oh, and then okay, so in fact intensify, and then time ticks on. So our little search thing, this goes up 1. So it's getting further away from us. Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna make it? I don't know. Okay, what's your second card?
Yeah, in my turn, we'll make it.
Chicago.
You got Chicago. All right. And then we have to infect 2 cities. So drawing on top
This
2
is
now.
where it hits the fan. Do da.
Bang.
This
We
is
got
where it hits.
New York gets 1, it goes to 3. So New York is full. And then Algiers. I think Algiers just goes to 2. All right. So things are marching on. All right. So now we come back to Millie. You take a scar.
I'm a scientist.
You take a scar.
Yes, I do.
You have to take an Yankee scar. Your options are plentiful, as we have not used any of them.
I'm the first scarred.
You are the first to be scarred, and you can take up to 2. I'm not going to go through all of these because there's so many of them. I'm just going to maybe recommend one. The ones that come out later are actually not as bad. No, we're not giving you the quarantine one. You may never enter a collapsing or fallen city. You may never enter a fall. How about maybe hobbled, or may not take the build roadblock action?
Well, indecisive. I can't build roadblocks.
You can't build roadblocks. I like that one. Yeah. I don't, since we don't seem to be doing that very often. But there's zombies everywhere. I'm so indecisive. I don't know how to block roads anymore, even though I'm on the quarantine specialist. Okay. All right.
Those roadblocks, if they just do, we won't talk about.
All right. So in Sao Paulo, what you gonna do?
I'm going to use Sao Paulo, which should move us forward 5.
So yeah, let's see. So it's Sao Paulo. It's
Which is
okay.
where I'm at. So that's 3.
Right. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1 for you and 1 for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 1.
That's 1 action.
And then I'm going to use the other card and find the scientist.
You're going to use Bogota to advance that well past where we need to go, and then we found the paranoid soldier. All right. So we completed.
I need it now.
So we completed this objective.
What?
You said I need to find the scientist. I'm like, why are you trying to find me?
Oh, I get it.
All right. So we completed one of our 3 objectives, and then we unravel this thing. We unravel this thing.
I really wonder whose idea was to make legacy games and how they're like, listen, we're going to destroy cards. We're going to what?
We're gonna what? What?
They probably were trying to, if it was me, I would have been trying to do the thing that causes the OCD gaming people to finish the most.
All right. Here we go. The paranoid soldier. I thought you were with them. Oh, are you? Oh, you are with them, but you don't know it. Of course they sent you for me. I was there when it started. They want to shut me up. I took a bunch of files before I left. I think it's time you all knew the truth. He gives you the decryption key. Open package 6. Package 6. Almost 66. Package 6.
That's package 9.
No, it's not. Now it's package 9. Now it's package 6. Yes, there is a sealed package inside the game. It is package 6. What in the world is in here? What could? Wait a minute. What's all this stuff? There's a bunch of cards. Oh no, there's a whole bunch of new legacy cards in here. All right, so we're gonna have to go through all of these now. Begging your pardon. One moment as I make some space, because this is gonna get messy. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? It's a Tom Clancy movie. Is Tom Cruise in this? I don't know.
Tom Cruise has never been in a Clancy movie.
Wait. Okay. Which order am I? I'm not sure which order I'm supposed to do this in, but we're gonna do this.
Blank side down is what you're pulling first.
Yep. So if I do it like this is the first card revealed. It's objective: sabotage 2 military bases. Wait, what? What? Hold on. What's going on here? Sabotage military bases? A traitor in your midst. Select the character with the paramilitary escort upgrade. If no character has this upgrade, instead select the military character whose birthday would be next, including today, based on today's real-world date. Destroy the paramilitary escort character upgrade. This is Sagittarius, a member of the Zodiac group. He or she has infiltrated your group and has now mysteriously disappeared. Destroy this character.
Steve, I think you're doing it backwards.
You think I'm doing it backwards?
Too.
Okay. So this thing is happening, but wait. Okay, so yeah, then it probably should have been this thing first, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff in here. I'm not going to read this. I may post this on Facebook later. I'll scan this in and so that folks can see it. If you want, okay, if you don't want spoilers, stop watching.
You're about an hour or two late.
Yeah, you're way too late. Stop watching, go buy the game, and then just start playing it. All right, so that's the first thing that's revealed. The second thing is this whole long note. Oh boy. All right, this I will read, although this is going to take a bit. My name is Sergeant.
one of the people on this call has never played this game to this point. So
Right. It's this is true.
Here, Mike, I got you. I'll send you a picture of the other card.
My name is Sergeant Mitchell Davidson, and I'm sorry for what I've done. I write this note in case they get to me before I find asylum. The world needs to know that this current epidemic was not the result of nature, but of a select group working within the CDC in Atlanta.
are you trying to say that the coronavirus wasn't caused by somebody eating a raw bat?
Michael, be good.
This is not the coronavirus. This is not COVID. It's CODA. It's a big difference. I know because I held a position of authority within the group that granted me access to the files. I was there when they first administered CODA. By causing terror, this group could seize control of the cities, the bank, the commerce, the cities, the bank, commerce, martial law, and then a new world order. They are succeeding. I can no longer face what I did to start this. I was a soldier and did my job. And my job was to follow orders. But those orders did not exonerate me. I only hope. Okay. I only hope that I can undo what I've done. In this dossier are emails from this group, which calls itself Zodiac. I also have escaped with the extensive files showing the development of the coronavirus. I do not understand it, but I hope that that those with more training can use it to help with a cure. I am so very sorry. Please help us all. You now have the virus development records from CODA. We're gonna go back to a couple of things. Okay, so that's another one of the things that we need from this card. So that's yet another checkbox that we get to mark off, which I will do at a later date. Okay. So all right. So if you wanted to, so these are all the emails that he's talking about. So it's group of CDC ideal coded distraction, highly motivated blank looks like. I mean, it's a nice bit of blame. It's for them to add something like this.
I just sent it to you, Mike.
Yeah. It's really, yeah. We'll scan this and send it to you.
He sent me a picture. I'm reading it now.
Okay, cool. All right, so then confidential, you've been played. It's apparent now that CODA was no accident, and you have been an agent of fear as well as hope. It's time to do the right thing. You're going to need to undo the paramilitary apparatus you've set up, and are going to need to find a vaccine. The paramilitary network is going to prevent your ability to vaccinate effectively. Have a military base in each of the 6 major regions of the world and destroy it. It's no longer available. So this thing here, this guy here,
That we wanted to do.
that we were supposed to do, that's not what we want to do anymore. We're switching sides. So that card is gone. In its place, we have this thing. The sabotage 2 military bases. It's a new objective that's going to replace that. But wait, we're not done yet, guys.
There's more.
There's more. So then, yeah, we should. Okay. Now we have to figure out who the traitor is. There's a traitor in our midst. It would be the person with the paramilitary escort upgrade, but we never assigned that. So that person, that character, that's not how we do it. Instead, we have to go by real world birthdays, and it has to be it's a military.
No, it's the character's birthday.
Right, it's the character's birthday, but based on the real world date. So,
Yes.
and it's the military character. So let's see. So military characters, we've got the colonel, we've got expert face, and then the 2 that are out here. We've got Millie, and we've got the soldier. So let's see. Make expert face, and it's whoever's birthday is next. So today's date, October 16th, 2020. It's whoever would have the next birthday. So make expert face. His birthday is in March. Okay, it's definitely coming up. Then we have the Colonel. Ooh, we just missed him. Ooh, we just missed him. Okay, so he's actually the furthest away. So he's not Sagittarius. Ooh, it's not me. Okay, my birthday's June. Well, it would be expert face before me.
Did it.
It's Millie.
I'm the traitor.
You are the traitor, which means that you now are a civilian. You
Which means I get nothing.
You get nothing. You don't do anything fun.
Oh, I should have taken one of the really, really bad scars.
So Millie is the traitor. Millie is Zodiac, so she is no longer a playable character. She is lost, which kind of stinks because. All right.
So those that may start throwing out quarantines just to see if we can get that one.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. She was going to die anyway.
All right. So now I got a bunch of things to open up here. We've got door number M, which is right here. Door number M is the sabotage action. So play a card matching the city you are in to remove any military base in your city. If there is a starting military base sticker, cover it with a destroyed military base sticker. Okay, so that's going in the rule book under rule M. Yes, I'm actually adding stuff to the rule book as we are playing. So this thing goes in this section here. Okay, then we have door number 45. And if you've been watching this for a bit, you probably know the sequence, probably have an idea of the types of things that are going to pop up. We have door number 45, all right? This is all of the sabotage actions. So all of these will go on the character action cards. I'm not going to put these in now. I'll do that after the game is over. We have 38. 38. Where are you? 38. 38. There you are. 38. Oh, sabotaged military bases. Okay, so we blow up military bases now. We actually want to
blow it up.
Blow it up. 38.
Boom, go to composition 4.
B. Letter B.
You know, Dave, with Mayo being the traitor, it really makes sense why he wanted to have a nuke access.
Their network is expanding. During step 4, place a starting military base sticker and a military base into the first city you add disease cubes or faded figures to that you add figures to that does not contain a starting military base or sabotaged military base sticker. If there are no starting military base stickers remaining, there is no effect. So in other words, now military bases are going to start cropping up. Which, yikes. And which one was this? This was B. Rule B. And this will affect future setups. Goes there. All right, and are we done yet? No, now we have door 13. Door 13. Where are you? Door 13, I see you.
R54, where are you?
We have more equipment. Ooh, now we have C4.
I called it.
Discard at any time during your turn to sabotage a military base from your city. I'm blowing stuff up. I'm totally blowing stuff up. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna come in handy because I'm the soldier and I'm gonna do stuff with that. And 14, which is right next door to 13,
What do you say for?
is more game end upgrades, more character upgrades, shady background, hero. We'll look at these more closely at the end of the game when we get to this, but suffice to say, more neat stuff for us. Okay. I don't think.
So just to double check, based on how these things have come out, we can't blow up any military bases this game at all.
Not quite. So we need to be able to discard. Let me just pull this guy out. So you have to discard the city card that matches the city you are in to remove any military base there. That is the base rule. So, so yeah, you would need to discard Sao Paulo, which we've already done. But does Sao Paulo have equipment? No, it doesn't have equipment, so I can't pull that out. But because I'm the soldier, I can pull out equipment, and I can potentially reuse the equipment to blow up military bases. So there are options. It is possible to do it this game. All right. So let's go back to the main board here and try to reestablish stuff. Okay. So
does my civilian now get the other two actions?
Yes, you do. Yes, you get all the base actions. So everything that's on these two cards, you will be able to do, including the.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I was melee. I took two actions. I was a traitor. I died. Does my civilian get the other two now?
Yes.
What happens when you? Wait, what happens when you die? What happens?
Well, Dave, people have been trying to answer that question for millennia.
Discard all the cards you have. Take the civilian card and place your pawn. Okay. Oh, and you place your pawn in Atlanta if there are no research stations in play. If your character was lost during your turn, continue with your turn, keeping any remaining. Okay. So I was going to say that you had Tehran, but you don't. And so you're going to end up starting. Now, all this happened. Did you finish? How many actions did you take at this point? You took 2 actions.
2.
So you lose all your cards. Destroy it cannot be played. Discard all the cards you have. Take the civilian card and place your pawn in a city with a research station. This may be your current city. If there is, so Millie is dead. Millie, well, not really dead. She disappeared.
So Millie escaped.
Yeah, Millie escaped. So
Millie
now
can come back and attack us later.
Yeah. So now you basically jump to a research base somewhere on the board, and you start over. Where would you like to go?
Atlanta.
Sure. Okay, that sounds great. Because blue is cured, and you can still take all of your cured actions and do all that stuff. So you have 2 actions remaining on your turn.
I guess I'll go to Chicago and treat.
There is nothing in Chicago.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, not Chicago. I'm in Atlanta.
You can go to DC or Chicago.
I can go to DC. Good. Throw me in DC.
Well, so that's 1 action. Like you could end up in either New York or Montreal. New York has 3 cubes in it. Montreal has 1. I don't. If you get a scar and taking instead of adding 1 to this card, discard your hand and put your pawn in a research. So you almost might as well put yourself in New York because nothing worse is going to happen to you.
That is true. Toss me in New York.
Okay. So you're going to end your turn in New York. You're very, very interesting.
Well, if you get a scar, I think you die.
No, well, yes, but it'll be a civilian dying, so he'll lose his hand again, and then he'll get warped back to another research base. So he just won't get he won't take scars anymore. All right. So then we draw your two player cards. So you get bang. Khartoum. That gets a yellow. Khartoum has a military base in it. So now you have that, and you have Kolkata. All right.
Yes, cool.
Drawing two cities to infect. Please don't be New York. Miami. Oh. So Miami blows up.
No, we removed one from Miami.
Oh, you're right. We did remove one from Miami. Oh, good on us. Okay, so that's one. The second one is Sydney. Sydney. With its opera house. Okay. All right. Very, very interesting and pivotal turn. Now we come to the soldier.
Hey, we did this fast when we destroyed my clan. That took an hour to change the rules around.
Yes, it did.
I took a nap.
All right.
You did.
So let's see. I am the soldier. I can do stuff.
And soldier.
Wendy's checking on us. So I can take the equipment.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
They say hi. Let's see. So no outbreaks, but stuff is going wrong. Let's see. The equip action. Where is that? Equip. Okay. So equip is add a equipment sticker to one of your city cards in a military base, or a medical sticker to one of your cities in a research base. So
I forgot we could do that.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. So I am
your city cards if you're in a military base.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the equipment card, and I'm going to get one of the new C4 cards, and I'm going to put that on. New York, because we don't need blue cards anymore, or at least not this game. All right, so that's one action, and then I'm going to use this. So discard at any time during your turn to. Oh, not an action. That's even better. That's awesome. So I can, yeah. So I equip to get this. I can use it immediately to sabotage a military base in your city. So I can blow up a military base in Sao Paulo. Oh, where did all those stickers go? The stickers I just unrevealed.
Oh, bye-bye.
There we go. There we go. All right. So the military base that was in Sao Paulo is no more. Okay. That is gone. And that was all one action. But because I'm the soldier for an action, you may pick up an equipment card from the discard pile. Hey, who left the C4 lying around? So that's two actions. Then I need to get to another military base. So I'm going to end my turn in Khartoum. 1, 2.
Why are you ending your turn in Khartoum, Dave?
That has a military base.
Yeah, but I can get there and blow it up with my card. He doesn't have to waste his.
Yeah, I can get there faster. And I can
That is true. You can. It would take me 2 turns.
And I can
You're right.
I can pull it right back out again anytime I want.
I forgot that part.
Yep, it's actually a really nice ability. Okay, so now I'm drawing 2 player cards. So much stuff going on. All right, bang. We've got Shanghai and Taipei. Okay, so there is definitely enough red cards out here available to cure red if we can figure out how to get it all to the scientist. I'm drawing two cities to infect. We have bang. We got Tehran. Okay, Tehran goes to 3, and Bogota goes to 3 as well. That is ugly. That is super ugly.
Isn't Bogota the city that connects to Chicago?
No, Bogota connects to Miami.
Okay.
Okay, so now we come to the scientist. The scientist and researcher are both in Milan.
What's the research have card-wise? Nothing?
Chicago.
Okay, never mind. Since I can't see that far onto my little screen, just start moving me west to cure blue.
Okay.
Mike, don't you have enough to cure red right now? Don't you have 3?
No,
I have 2. I have my third card is Baghdad.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Could he get to me? No, not really. Yeah, if the researcher hops around, she can pull a red card from somebody, but yeah, okay. So
Mike, you start heading east because I'm west to cure blue.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah. I would. Okay, what's in the discard pile? We've got Tehran, Algiers. Okay, so Riyadh. Can you get to Riyadh? 1, 2, 3. You can. Riyadh is not in here, so Riyadh is likely to be drawn, and that would cause an outbreak. I mean, and you could get there. So that's an option.
Get me to Riyadh and treat 1.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. Let's hope you get some good stuff.
I need a red and a black.
Red and a black. Red and a black. Red and a black. Red and a black. Red! Yay! Ooh, 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 ooh.
Auto cure.
Auto cure. Auto cure. Okay. So the red disease is like super weakened. So it's 1 less to cure because it's the scientist, and it's another 1 less to cure because of all the positive mutations. So that means 3 is enough to do it, and it doesn't take an action. You don't need to be in a military or research base. So yeah, bang. Red is automatically cured. Good job. Oh, and your second is blue. Is Paris.
Which is decent, because then you can get it anywhere.
Yep. Okay. Infecting 2 cities. 1 and 2. We have Moscow. Moscow goes to 2, and bang. Montreal goes to 2. I'm amazed at how. Oh man, I'm gonna jinx this if I open my mouth.
Don't speak, David.
Don't speak. Okay, that was a scientist, researcher.
Danny, you're up.
We're here in Milan.
You try to treat Paris. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing. No, Paris doesn't have anything.
No, wherever you are, Milan, wherever it is.
Right.
I don't know. I can't see the names.
So
Yeah, so we're gonna treat there.
okay, so 1.
Nope, both.
Yeah, they're both.
Oh, got it. 1. Understood.
I'm kind of thinking maybe move this way. Maybe.
1, 2, 3, 3.
Yeah. Move down for 2,
2,
to the right for 3,
3,
and treat it.
4. Okay, so that gets That brings Moscow back down to 1. Okay. Drawing 2 cards. Bang! Where? Bang! Oh! All right.
That's actually not too bad.
Infection
No, we'll draw Miami again. That's bad.
Okay, so infection marker goes up. You draw from the bottom of the deck. This gets 3. LA. Ooh. LA. Yeah. Citizen,
Yes.
you may need to roadblock some things, like
Okay.
like really effing soon, if we don't want to lose the eastern half of the United States.
Western half?
Western half, right. Infect, intensify. Okay, so all of this stuff gets shuffled and goes right back on top, which is not many things. There's not a ton of cards in here. Oh, there's some not good mojo going on. All right. We still have not drawn any events, any of our helpful events. Okay.
Remember the one game where it was like the final 2 cards in the player deck were the events?
Were the events, yeah. And then time ticks on. This doesn't apply anymore because we completed the search. Okay. Then your other card that you draw is Moscow, which is a black, which is helpful. Okay, that is a black. We will need that. All right. And we need 2 cities to be infected. They are the first city. Oh.
And there goes the western half of the U.S.
Okay, so we have an outbreak.
That's fire anyway, isn't it?
Goes to
Yes.
Mexico City, San Francisco, and Chicago. All right, so this is not good. All right, let me switch to this. All right, so now San Francisco and Chicago are now both faded cities.
So they don't get cubes anymore, they get faded people, right?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Okay. So that was our first card, was Los Angeles. Yeah, that was the extent of the outbreak. Next, we have Moscow, which goes back to 3. No, back to 2? How did that go to 2? All right. I thought there were... I don't know. I'm not going to argue with it. Okay. That was Researcher's turn, all the way back to Unnamed Citizen. You are in...
We're going to eradicate blue right now.
You are correct. We will be eradicating blue.
Treat, move, treat.
Treat, move, treat.
Roadblock.
Treat, move, treat, roadblock. So, oh man. Okay, so that's going to protect Montreal to... So really, it really only makes sense to roadblock this route, the Chicago to Montreal. You don't want to go backwards.
No.
But man, we want to protect Atlanta. Oh man. But we did eradicate blue, which is awesome. Wow. I'm like, we're doing so well and so bad at the same time. Okay, so that's your 4 actions, right? I didn't miss anything. Okay. Drawing 2 cards. You get 1 Quiet Night. And you get Johannesburg. Johannesburg gets another faded.
Again, continuing the trend of really good and then really bad.
Not did Johannesburg get another one?
Which one?
Oh, 2 decks, never mind.
Yep. Okay, so that's the player cards infecting 2 cities. Unless do we want to use this now? do we want to use this now?
It might be a good idea if Miami blows up too.
What do we think?
He said yes.
He said yes. Oh, it's his card.
It's
Okay.
his card.
So burning one quiet night to skip the infection phase. All right. So that moves past this person going to the soldier. All right. Soldier's turn. I'm gonna. I don't even need to use an. I love this. I don't even need to use an action. I'm gonna just throw this card away to blow up the military base in Khartoum.
You don't need to be there? Oh, wait, you are in Khartoum.
I am in Khartoum. So that achieves this objective. So that's 2 objectives down. And we are 1 cure away from winning the game. And I haven't even spent an action yet. So,
Wait a minute. Just want to double check something. On the layout of the board, did I or did I not put a military base like 1 city north? Or 2 city north, like right inside Europe?
did you not put a what?
Is there a military base in like Istanbul or something?
No. No, there's a military base in Paris.
Okay. Too many weeks of building military bases. I forgot what I put where.
This sounded from the game. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's that. Okay. So I don't even. I still have 4 actions to do. What would actually be helpful? Gosh, it would be really nice if I could get to Atlanta and roadblock that. Can I get there? Can I fly? Where's no? That's not going to help. Manila, Taipei. I mean, I can. Where's the researcher? Researcher is okay. So I'm gonna. No, because I already have red. Yeah, but we need black. Okay. So if I get myself 1, 2, 3, yeah, I could do that. Does that? So what I'm thinking is I use my 4 turns to get up to Moscow and hand the researcher Shanai, which I'm holding. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Because you need the scientist needs to hold 3 cards, or everyone else needs to hold 4 black cards.
And I have 1.
Yes. Cool. All right. So drawing 2 player cards. What do I get? What do I get? I get resilient population. Remove any 1 card from the discard pile. Ooh, we're probably going to be using that. And I get Shanghai. Not super helpful, but how many cards do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not close to going over. Okay. Let's talk about this one. So what's in the deck? The deck has the deck only has 2 cards so far. Do you think do it now?
Do you hear her?
Yeah.
Hear her. Do it. Okay. All right. I just don't really know if that's going to help all that much.
Because there's only 2.
It's only the 2, and it's already happened.
And there's going to be another epidemic card that comes up.
You know what? And I could do. I could do this anytime, so I think I'm actually going to hold on to this.
Okay.
Because I can do it
It's not
anytime.
action. You can do it at any moment.
And in between it.
I know it can be done at any time. It's a game.
Okay.
So we've got Montreal. No, we don't, because it's eradicated. And Sydney. Sydney goes to 3. All right.
So with the exception of Mayo, we're all pretty much in Europe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. More or less. All right. Now to the scientist. You are in Riyadh. There are 2.
Where's everybody else?
Up in Moscow.
How far am I from Moscow?
1, 2, 3. So you could get there and pull at least one black card.
Do that.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's give you Shanai. I mean, Moscow is the other card. I think, let me just double check this. The mutations on black, yeah, you would auto cure black as soon as you're holding the third black card, because it doesn't require an action. So I think essentially if we survive this turn, we should be good.
Yep.
Okay. Or unless you just happen to draw a black card right now. Bang! Bangkok. Not helpful. And Miami. Ooh! Ooh. Hold on.
There it is. We just won.
This card can be used as a city card of any color when finding a cure. Pluripotent stem cells. I think that wins us. I think that wins us the game.
Yep.
Because discovering a cure.
That's my third.
Not an action. Yeah. That's your third block. Huzzah. Right, because we got the 2 military bases down, we found the soldier, and we got all the cures. And we did it in about an hour.
Yep.
Sweet. All right. Let's go.
Okay, I see one of the game end upgrades has to be a positive mutation on blue.
Yep. This is the only time we've ever eradicated it.
All right, let's go back to the legacy deck because now we have more stuff to do. At the end of your first game in September, before selecting your game and upgrades, open the following doors, then draw this card. So we have to open 15, which is here. 15 is more equipment. Grenade belts, which we've seen parachutes. You may use this card during your turn. If you use this card during your turn, you may then take the direct or charter flight action to a rioting or collapsing city. Okay. One thing that I think we've forgotten is that we can no longer directly fly to like yellow cities even. So those that are rioting. So just important to remember. And 7. Door number 7. Where are you? There's actually not many doors left. It's kind of weird. We started this game and these sheets were just all chock full of doors and stuff, and now we're running low. Let's get. And it is more equipment. This time it's riot gear. Show this card when starting your turn in a city containing faded figures. You do not have to take a scar, and you just hold on to this. So it just prevents you from taking a scar, which is kind of nice. Cool. All right, so that's the 2 things that we open, and then we draw this card. And it's the end game bonus or win bonus. What does it say to do? It says for any game played in October after setup and before the first turn begins, advance all search parties 1 space or add 1 equipment sticker to a city card in 1 player's hand. That's kind of nice because we're getting to a point where the equipment's turning out to be pretty advantageous. So we're gonna hold on to that. Okay, but then I think we keep drawing. Stop. Don't draw any more cards. Okay, so this is what we draw at the beginning of the next game. Now we have to talk about game and upgrades. I am pushing for spending $50 to get at least 1 more. And we did eradicate blue. So we are eligible to get one or both of the upgrades for blue. So this would be all the positive mutations out. Oh, and that allows us to name the blue virus too. We haven't even named the blue virus yet. Wow. Okay, so we've got some things to talk about. We got to name the soldier, and we got to name the blue virus. I think we can get people's suggestions offline about those two names. I'm kind of interested to see what people would think what the soldier's name should be, and the blue virus. So if anyone comes across this, we'll figure out a way to get your suggestions on what the blue virus should be called. Let's see. So do we feel like adding both of these just to make sure we're in agreement? Adding both positive mutations.
4 upgrades, right?
If we would have to spend $100 to get 2 more upgrades, so we get 2 automatically.
I thought we got 3. I'm sorry.
No, we get 2 automatically.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And then what I'm saying is, like, yeah, 2. Every additional upgrade thereafter would be another $50, which we've got the money for. So
we do. I think. Yeah. I think at least definitely common structure. Do we do efficient sequence?
I
think it would be cool to have all of them out.
I think, yeah, I'm kind of feeling that way. And what's really nice about this is that this means that your cure can happen not on your turn, like on someone else's turn. Like if you just if somebody ends up giving you, like if you were if you were whatever, and you all of a sudden then have 4 or 3 cards in your hand, like what just happened, then yeah, you would automatically, you don't have to spend an action, and it would just happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think both of these are good to have. Okay, so we're gonna add both of those to the board. On common structure and efficient to sequence. Take that, blue virus. Okay. Then I think we should get some character upgrades to invest in.
So here's my question: since both of you, or all 3 of you, have played this before, is the soldier a much more important character now?
I will say that the ops expert. Here's a funny scenario which actually happened in a different game, in the first game that I played, because this is one of the upgrades that just came out, I think. Yeah. So I put shady background on the operations expert. So it's play any matching card of the color of the city you're in to perform the sabotage action. So he would build a military base and then blow it up. And because otherwise, I would say it's having the
yeah, but we can't put that on the ops expert unless we played him, correct?
Correct. So really, and since we don't have, since we're playing with a civilian, that makes it so really the eligible characters are the soldier, the scientist, and the researcher.
Sounds like a bad bar joke.
It does. Shelf light action to travel between any 2 structures. We self-sacrifice at any time. Okay, I would. The self-sacrifice is definitely something to keep in mind for if we're about to lose the game. It's something that we've easily forgotten in other games, but I would say throwing something on either the scientist or the researcher might be a good investment.
What's the scientist already have?
Scientist already has the archive access, so increases hand limit by 1.
Okay.
There's another upgrade that's the same kind of thing, so the scientist can hold 9 cards.
In this stage of the game, I don't think that's important because
If
we
you
don't. It was more critical when we were trying to hold 4. We needed 4 cards to cure everything,
here's
or 5 cards.
here's an important one.
How'd you do that?
Where did I just see it? Which one was it? Oh, the forecaster is already action grizzled. No. Okay, the forecaster was already taken. That's right. It was the character we lost.
You could nuke Delhi.
There are options to add unfunded events, so we could do something like an airstrike, or the roadblocks, or yes, you could do a one-time nuclear option if you.
Dave, in all seriousness, instead of upgrading the character, do we want to make the roadblock between Chicago and Montreal permanent?
That might not be a bad idea.
I think that's actually a really smart idea. So use a game and upgrade to make any 3 roadblocks on the board permanent. Yeah, I think that actually makes a lot of sense to do. Okay. I think that would be a good use of our money, and really that's the only roadblock that we have out. So yeah, I think that is.
So we get to take this and use it for 2 others in the future.
Yep. And 3 roadblocks in the game. All right.
Or, I mean,
No, basically what I'm saying, Mayo, is that my interpretation of this, right, wrong, or indifferent, is that in the future we can use the other 2 of these.
Note, let's see. Do not need to put roadblock markers on top of permanent roadblock stickers at the start of the game. I need to put. Okay, all right. Any 3 roadblocks. Use a game to make any 3 roadblocks on the board permanent. I'm gonna go with one of these for now, and I'll maybe do some research to see what people's interpretation is of that rule, because I could see it going either way. So we now have a roadblock between Montreal and Chicago, as we have lost. Wow, that really hurts. That really hurts. Yeah.
Wait, so which city blew up? Los Angeles?
Los Angeles blew up, and so it spread the faded to San Francisco and Chicago. So now Chicago is threatening.
Does LA go to the Asia at all?
LA connects to Sydney, but there is a roadblock there, so that's secured. But
okay.
San Francisco connects to Tokyo and Osaka. So now, Chicago is threatening Atlanta, which is a pretty big deal for us, and then San Francisco is threatening the other end of the board, is threatening to start infecting the red areas. So we won, but okay. So do we feel like this is a good set of upgrades for this game?
I think so.
Cool. All right. Well, at this point, I would say this concludes our session for September. Lots of big surprises. The board has definitely changed in some dramatic ways. We are now 75% of the way through the game, and this is a very different game than what we started with.
Dave, time out.
Yo.
if I recall correctly, the card when we found the immunologist had 3 check boxes, right?
It did have 3 check boxes, yes.
Didn't we just find the third thing?
No, we found
not
the
the
second.
second.
We found the second thing. So we already have the gene sequence. We don't have the DNA sample yet. We have the virus development records. So
We don't have the DNA samples? I thought we did have the DNA samples.
no, we have the gene sequence. Ironically, we have the gene sequence, but not the DNA samples. And of course, this is
Makes no sense, but okay.
not helpful. All right, so I'll mark that once I find out.
Dave will recheck it during tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you hear my instructions, Dave?
Something about rechecking.
Just double checking that we don't actually have it and forgot we have it.
I don't think we do. I am I'm 95% sure that this doesn't come out until later. But we've only got 3 months. We've only got 3 more sessions to go. So things are already kind of accelerating, and so the game is going to change. Before we were building military bases, now we're trying to blow them up. So things are going to continue to change in some dramatic ways. But the final checkbox, I do believe, comes out in the next couple of months. Any other questions, comments, concerns before we sign off?
No.
Cool. All right. Well, for anyone that comes across this, anyone that has been watching, thanks very much for stopping by. Again, this has been our Pandemic Legacy Season 1 stream for Extra Life 2020. Please consider making a donation. The funds go towards the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. You can find the fundraising link on my Facebook page, Dave Iannotti, or if you go up to this address way up at the top, that's my Extra Life fundraising page. You can make donations directly from there. We've got 3 more sessions to go before Extra Life today, where we'll finish this out. Thank you, Mike, and Danny, for joining me this evening. It's been great having you. I've been really enjoying this experience, and I hope you guys are having fun as well.
Totally.
Play games and heal kids.
Yeah.
All right, folks. You guys have a great night, and we'll catch you next week.
Good night.
Good night.